when I started doing working for that photographer in Cali, and I kind of saw how he was looking at different things, like details, like where's that light falling, where's the harsh shadow being created. Do you get a bunch of like different artifacts on the face when you're gonna edit something together? Like those kinds of things I learned from him. Was there anybody specifically that you learned from that kind of taught you to look for the little details?
Personally,
Yeah.
As in like being able to reach out and touch him. Anybody in town?
No, it could be anybody.
I'm just saying. I'm giving you two of the platforms. So it's like, Daquan, right, was pretty much like he would look at a shot, and he'd go, okay, that's dope, and then he would show me this and this and this and this and this, and I go, oh damn, you're right, you know what I mean? And I go back, and of course, tail between my legs, head down, and I'm just like, because a majority of the time, you only get one chance to get it right. You know what I mean? And that's crazy that I say that, because that's actually the byline of one of the photographers that I look up to. And so when I started to get into researching photography, like you could type in any search term, no matter how generic or how complex the search term in YouTube, and it will pull up hundreds, if not thousands of videos. And you just simply scroll through and pick out the video you want to watch, and within the first 5 minutes, if they're using a translator, it's really bad English, you just go to the next one, you know what I mean? And
it's kind of like you get to pick your own instructor, right?
That's crazy, yeah. And it doesn't cost $90,000 for 3 years.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, the first person that I happened to stumble upon was Jason Lanier. And when I stumbled upon him, just his appearance, for me, and the way he was talking, it automatically kind of threw me off, because it's like, okay, who's this like sassy, cocky guy, right? And he gets this all the time. That's fine, But then for some reason, 2 months later, I went back and I went to his channel and I started watching his videos. And I'm like, okay, I see where that's coming from. He's a Sony artisan. You don't apply for that. You get picked for that. There's only 50 in the world. You know what I mean? So, and then he does all these things, and everything that he talks about is straightforward, which I've kind of taken on in regards to the way that I speak to people, is that people don't have time for the butter up version. You know what I mean? If they do, then they're not doing it for the right reasons. I believe that.
What do you mean by that?
You know what I mean? If you're going to soft code everything every time you talk to somebody, and you're going to tell them alternatives versus the straight line, you know what I mean? Then
like
I think
where they messed up at and whatnot,
yeah,
and like what they're not doing correctly.
Yeah. And when it comes to art, like you guys have said in almost every single podcast, is art subjective. So for me to imply or to say or voice my opinion about something is my opinion, which is the right that I have, but at the same time, it's my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's perfectly fine. But when it came to Jason, the thing that really drew me in was the knowledge base that he had behind him. So he would say something, and you would sit there and kind of go, I don't know if I'm going to keep watching this. But then he would explain why he said that. And then I would go, I'm going to keep watching this, and I would just keep watching the videos, then boom, subscribed and started watching all his stuff. And that's wherein came Rotolight and like all this stuff. But Miguel Quiles Jr. is, I consider him the studio portraiture god. You know what I mean? He uses one light, which most studio portraiture is one light, depending on the power of the light, depending how big, the position, all that stuff, you can create great stuff.